Okay, hi guys. This is a little tutorial on how to make the portrait of your African American inventor. Here I have obviously Barack Obama. He is not an inventor, of course, but I'm using his face as an example for your project. So the first thing you need to do is go into Google and type in the name of your inventor and the word portrait. This will allow you to find a pretty good face picture of your inventor. Once you have that, blow it up nice and big and pick out a piece of construction paper that best matches the skin tone of your person. So right now, looking at the portrait that you have from Google, find a piece of construction paper, the color that best matches the skin tone of your person. It doesn't have to be perfect, but try your best. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so here I found a color that I think best matches his face. Now you want to trace the outline of his face onto the construction sheet of paper. So really look at just the lines going from the top of his temples, down his ears, across, down to his jaw. So look at just the outline of his face, and I'll show you what I did. So you can kind of see how I attempted to draw the outline, and now I'm going to cut it out. Okay, here you see I cut out his face. Okay, the next thing you are going to want to do is find a color that is a little bit lighter than the color that you just picked. I want to mention now that you're going to have a lot of scratch paper, or scrap paper I should say. Save the scrap paper because you're going to want those scrap papers for when you go to do the individual features of the face. So right now just find a color that is a little bit less than the color of his face or her face. Okay, so here I found a piece of colored paper that's a little bit less color than the skin. If you want to do darker than the skin, that's totally fine. I chose to go with less. And with this color, you are going to cut out 4 things. You are going to cut out the shape under the eye, the nose, and the laugh lines. So essentially, you are creating the wrinkles or the outline of the shapes of the features of the face. So go ahead and cut these pieces out. You can pause the video, but really look at the portrait. So don't just copy mine. Maybe your person has a bigger nose or a longer nose. Maybe your person doesn't have laugh lines as big as Barack Obama's. Use your teachers to help you, and remember, scholars, this is an art project. It's just for fun, okay? So don't take it too seriously. Mine's not perfect, and yours doesn't need to be either. So go ahead and cut out these 4 shapes and glue them onto the face. Go ahead. And remember, please save your scrap paper because you're going to want to use this later, and we might run out of paper and others might need it, so do not throw away these little scraps. Okay, next we're going to do the hair. My suggestion for the hair is pick a piece of paper that matches the color of your hair, then place the face on top of this paper and trace the outline of the top of the head onto the color paper for the hair. It will look like this. Okay, you can see that there's just this little trace of a top of his head. So I traced that onto the brown, and then I sketched what his hairline looked like. So I sketched it on top of the portrait trace that I just did, so I could really get an accurate view of what his hairline is going to look like. Then go ahead and cut it out from the trace, place it over your portrait, and glue it on and trim off the excess skin that will probably pop out here at the top. Okay, so here is my portrait of Barack Obama so far, and we're going to move on to the next step. Go ahead and pause if you need to, or just keep watching the video. Okay, next you're going to pick out a color for the lips. Now, obviously, I picked out brown because Barack Obama doesn't really have pink or red lips. He's not a girl. His lips are actually pretty close to the color of his hair. A little bit lighter, but I didn't have the perfect shade, so again, not needing to be, really particular here. A trick that my mom used to teach me when you make mouths is to draw 4 circles on the piece of paper and make the circles kind of all the same size, and then trace around the circles, creating the shape of the lips. So kind of using the top circles as a guide for the top and the bottom circles as a guide for the bottom. You don't have to do this, but it's just a tip in case you want a little help with the mouth. Then you go ahead and cut out what you just traced and pop it on your face. And here is a picture of my cat Blackbean, so you may go ahead and enjoy her for a few seconds. Okay, moving on. Okay kids, the next thing you're going to do is cut out the whites of the eyes, and if they have a smile where their teeth are showing, you can cut out some teeth. Now the picture that I showed you earlier is not smiling with teeth. See, his mouth is closed. So I'm not going to keep that white on there, but I just wanted to show you. But I did cut out the almond shape eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and glue those on now. So that's the next step for the eyes and the mouth. Go ahead. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is find a color for their pupils. Now, you're going to have to bear with me because ideally I probably would have picked black for his pupils. Unfortunately, at home today I don't have any black, so I just picked the color of his hair. If I were doing this again, I would use black and then brown as well. So let me show you another example. Okay, here's an example I did a while ago of me actually. So if you look closely, you can see that I used green for the pupil and then black for the actual iris. So you can go ahead and pick two different colors for the eyes. If your inventor wears glasses or any accessory like that, you can go ahead and add that now. Also notice that I added some like red highlights to my hair just to kind of give the dimension a little bit back to the hair. Notice I add some eyebrows as well. So start adding these little accessories to your portrait. And Blackbeard would like to remind you to please save the scrap paper. Do not throw it away. We will use it later. Alright, and here I am back with what I have. I'm going to go ahead and make some eyebrows for him and maybe add a little detail elsewhere. Okay, one of the final steps is to make the ears. My suggestion, again, kind of like what we did with the hair, go ahead and put a piece of paper under where the ear would normally go, and then you're just going to trace where you think the ear would go and on the actual paper with the face next to it. This helps. Then attach the ears. Here I have Angry Obama with the eyebrows, but no, seriously, go ahead and cut out the eyebrows and place them on the forehead. Okay, so here I have kind of my final product. Again, I would just like to mention if I had black construction paper, okay, I probably would have made the pupils black, I would have maybe made his eyebrows black, I'm not sure, but I was limited with the colors that I had. Please do not use marker, do not use pen, do not use pencil. If you want to add any other accessories or shadows or highlights or any detail, freckles, maybe a birthmark, maybe some, eyelashes, etc. Cut it out with construction paper. That is what makes this look really, really cool. Okay? Friendly reminder, please save your scratch paper. We are going to keep it, the scraps. We're going to reuse the scraps. I would kind of like to do this portrait project with your own face. I think that would be really fun, maybe towards the end of the year. Shake your hands if you would like to do that. Okay, the last thing you need to know, you are going to glue this portrait onto a piece of construction paper, probably black or red or, actually whatever color, probably, I don't care. And we're going to type out a little summary of your inventor, his name, her name, what did they invent, what's cool about the invention, and then this little summary will be glued underneath the face so that when people are walking through the halls and they see your portrait, they'll know who it is and what they are famous for. So that is the end of the tutorial. I hope that it helps a little bit. Please just remember to have fun. This is not supposed to be perfect. It's just an art project to represent your African American inventor. Ask your teachers for help, clean up around you, save the scrap paper, and tip your waitresses. Have a good day. Bye.